You're not quiet because you have nothing to say. You're quiet because your mind learned a simple rule. Say less and you'll be misunderstood less. And slowly, that rule didn't stay a rule. It became your personality. But the real question isn't why you're quiet. It's why your mind feels safer when you disappear. You open messages, start typing, then delete everything. Not because you don't care, but because every sentence comes with a risk in your head. What if this sounds wrong? What if they read it differently? So you delay, or you don't reply at all. And in conversations, you're there, but not fully there. You're not just listening, you're analyzing. And at night, when everything is quiet, your mind becomes the loudest place you've ever been. Replaying conversations, rewriting your responses, building better versions of yourself. Too late. In social situations, you're highly observant. You notice everything. Tone changes, micro-expressions, pauses, energy shifts. But instead of using that awareness to speak more, you use it to speak less. Psychologically, this is called hyper-awareness of social risk. Your brain starts treating interaction like a constant evaluation. So, before you speak, there's always a silent question. Is this safe? And if there's even slight uncertainty, you choose silence, because silence has never hurt you, at least not immediately. Here's what's really happening underneath it all. You weren't born quiet. You became quiet through experience. Maybe you were misunderstood once, or judged for saying something honest, or laughed at when you were being real, and your brain did something very powerful. It created a connection. Expression equals risk. In psychology, this is called emotional conditioning. Your mind learns from emotional outcomes, not logic. So now, even when nothing is wrong, your brain still behaves like something could go wrong. And that's why you pause, even when you want to speak. But there's another layer people never see. You don't just stay quiet in reality. You become extremely loud in your imagination. You replay conversations. You simulate different responses. You create alternate versions of what you could have said. Psychologists call this counterfactual thinking, when the mind lives in what-if scenarios instead of the present moment. So while others are living the moment, you're analyzing it from 10 different angles, and slowly, your inner world becomes more active than your real one. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your silence isn't just protecting you anymore, it's also hiding you. Because people don't reject who you are, they reject what they never get to experience. And the mind trick is this. You think speaking less makes you safer, but in reality, it just makes you less understood. Think about this. You're in a room full of people, laughter, conversations, energy everywhere. And yet, no one truly knows you, not because you don't exist in the room, but because you've trained yourself to stay emotionally invisible. And that's the hardest part. Not loneliness, not isolation, but being surrounded by people and still feeling internally unrecognized, even by yourself. Because even you don't fully meet the version of you that never speaks. But listen, you don't need to become loud to be real, and you don't need to force yourself into every conversation. Your quietness was never the problem. It was a protection system that once helped you survive emotional discomfort. But now, it might be limiting your expression more than protecting it. So maybe the change isn't about becoming different. Maybe it's just about gently teaching your mind one thing. Not every expression leads to danger. You don't need to erase your silence. You just need to make sure it's a choice, not a fear. And for the first time, let your mind sit with that without rushing to respond.